Can you hear me? It came through, so I'm going to monitor this as I go along because obviously it's not going to allow me to continue this. I don't know what happened to the last information that, that I put out. And I've been literally livid and angry all day long. I've been watching all of the streams that are happening on X, all of them, all day. Not one has told the truth yet. Not one. No one. I don't care if it's Russell Brand, PVD, Alex Jones, Tim Pool. I can go down a list, people. Not one of them have told the truth about what's going on. Not one of them has actually. I've been waiting for Alex Jones for 15 years to put out the information about the Anglo-Saxon mission. And he has failed to do that at every single turn. I don't know if he's just, look, I have my own opinions about the man. Y'all can follow him, do whatever you want. I have my own opinion. At the same exact time, I can tell you he knows about this project. Like inside and out. There's no question about it. So why he's trying to play ignorant or willfully ignorant at this stage in the game is beyond me. I have posted over 100 posts today on X trying to point people and guide people in the right direction. X censored my page, slowed my posts, made it so people can't follow it. I wonder why. If it was just a LARP and I was just putting out LARPing information, folks, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. There's so much drivel on X, it wouldn't matter. But obviously they do care because they censored it and they stopped it from getting out. And none of those individuals who I posted to today have answered a single post. Not one. I posted the video interview I did with Bill Ryan. I posted the information from 2007 through 2017 on the mission and how it would be rolled out and why it would be rolled out. No such luck, people. At the same time, all of these individuals claiming that they're for the people, selling everything under the sun while they're broadcasting about these drones. If any of these individuals that you all listen to actually cared about you, your family, your children, or your grandchildren, they wouldn't be trying to sell you coffee, t-shirts, mugs, and a bunch of bullshit. They would be telling you the truth and explaining to you what is actually happening with these drones. That these drones are attached to DARPA directly through the swarm technology program called WASP. And that ASI technology that runs it, which was deemed Project Alice, is codenamed MIYA. It's a highly advanced ASI technology we've been working on since 1976, people. I've literally been posting the information on all of this since 2007. I've given interviews to both William Cooper, Lena Moulton Howe, Art Bell, you name it. Mike from the Disclosing Project, Stephen Greer. I've given information to all these folks. That's how I know they don't care about you or your family at all. If they did, they would actually be putting out the real information to protect you from what is coming. You got the mainstream media right now who's been talking all day. We don't know what this is. We don't know where it's from. We don't know how it's happening. Oh, it's a mass hallucination. Everybody's just hallucinating, seeing all these things. And then on top of that, you've got jackasses who are out there making AI videos trying to convince you in a CONTELPRO operation that they're aliens. Stop, people. You got mainstream media organizations that are putting out this baffling bullshit that it's Iran, and they got some mothership they bought from China off the coast, and they're sending drones into the US. Stop, people. We have technology that you all have never even heard of. There's no way you're flying anything in this country without us knowing about it. I don't care if it's the size of a gnat. You got terrestrial radar and scanning systems on the ground that are just as advanced as the ones in space. And you're going to tell me after the funding programs to the Reagan administration and everything else, Romulus, you ain't got to tell me. I was part of it. I was an ISA operations division officer signed to Colonel Robert Adams as part of the NRO operations of the Anglo-Saxon mission. I gave this information directly to everybody in the CT community, including AboveTopSecret.com, the Channy Project, Lunatic Outpost, Godlike Production, IRC, MIRC. I've been posting this shit for 15 years. In detail, not just some fantasy land. I named names. I told locations. I said when they would release the Bioweapons Engineer Division program that came out 10 years before it happened. I named exactly what country it would come from, how they would blame that country, and what operations would come next, which is exactly what's happening now. And the only differences in the information that I released in 2007 to Bill Ryan is the change between the timeline. Meaning that originally it was supposed to be they were going to utilize Iran and Israel in a minimal nuclear exchange program to force a larger conflict that would draw in China, Russia, and us in the United States. Then, to follow that, after the chaos began, then they would release the bioweapons engineered program that was released in 2019 in October against the public, and they would blame it on China. The problem is, here's the kicker. They didn't plan on cryptocurrency. They had no plan for decentralized currency. So in 2009, when Bitcoin starts growing and starts gaining legs, you had the International Finance Division who was in charge of funding all this shit through great projects. Everybody calls these black ops. It's not black ops. It never has been. That's a CONTELPRO operation. It's called working in the gray, people. There's no such thing as carrying a above top secret clearance. Ask anybody that's been involved in intelligence, they'll tell you that. It's an NGO other than operational intelligence that you gain from other organizations that you get suctioned to. If this gentleman is claiming to be an intelligence analyst, he should know exactly what I'm saying. I've been doing this. I've been literally doing this. I came out as a whistleblower after I sat in the meeting in 2005 in London, folks. I was not even supposed to be there. I was a PPA individual in charge of the security for a gentleman that was the head of the bioweapons division that had to be there. And they weren't supposed to have any security personnel, private security personnel allowed in the room. But because of the gentleman I was with high profile, he told him he wouldn't be attending unless his own private security oversaw him. Which is why I heard it. I then turned around. I came back after hearing all this because I got to tell you all something. At first, I thought it was a LARP, people. Imagine being in a room with 35 other intelligence agencies and all of them talking about some very dark, evil shit and their plans for the world. Not just us here in America, the entire world. And you're sitting there, unbeknownst to you, because you're just doing the whole G.I. Joe thing and thinking there's no way these people are serious. They can't be. They're having conversations and talks about the elimination of 70% of the population of this planet. How do you believe that? Until they start drawing out details, folks. They had file portfolios that were sitting in front of each one of the people that were in attendance. When the guy that was sitting in front of me started flipping his folder, I'm just standing there looking at the pages. I wasn't saying anything. And when I started seeing the graphs and the mission outlines that they were talking about in those forms, I thought these people are crazy. This has got to be like some game, like some strategy game or something. This goes on for almost 6 hours. After we got up and left and I took the gentleman that I was in charge of back to his hotel, I'm literally sitting in my hotel room thinking to myself, this is nuts. Who are these people? I just let it go. I didn't think anything of it. 2007 rolls around. We're doing an operations in locations that I can't tell you. Next thing I know, we are securing individuals who are picking up materials to design the program for the release of the biological in the program itself. And I start realizing then the operations that we were being set out on were all to gain the logistical materials for them to do the operation they were planning in this Anglo-Saxon mission. So what are you going to do? You signed up to protect this land and you took an oath to protect this country and its people and your children and grandchildren against enemies, both foreign and domestic. So then what you get is you have to make a decision, right? At this time, you need to make a decision. And your decision is this: do you keep your mouth shut and don't say anything and keep your job and protect your own family? Or do you actually stand up for the contract that you signed going in? Do you then try to figure out in some way, shape, or form in order to inform the public about what is actually happening and what is going to happen? Well, I don't know about you, but as a human being and a soldier, I took the oath to protect and be my brothers and sisters' keeper. And you certainly don't do that by keeping your mouth shut. So, against my own well being and my family's own well being, I started writing and putting out documentation on the Anglo-Saxon mission and what clandestine operation they had planned for all people, not just us, all people. That's when I made the decision to start posting all over the place and meeting individuals like Milton William Cooper and Bill Hicks, which was years ago. Then the question becomes at this stage in the game, what are you going to do about it? Right? So I'm posting hundreds of documents: ATS, GLP, Lunatic Outpost, Channy Project, IRC, MIRC. I'm telling everybody that would listen. In fact, the gentleman that's in this room right now, who's named Nolo, was producing the radio show that I was on and literally put this information out over the airwaves. No one listened. Nobody. Why? Because I was a ghost, people. I wasn't going to put my face. I've never shown my face on camera until this day, this very day. This is the first time that anyone in the public has ever seen my face. Why? It's not about the money. I don't give a shit. It's not about fame. I don't give a shit. What is fame and money going to do for you all when the cattle trucks show up? Please explain this to me like I'm a 6-year-old. You got everybody with inside the CT community that I've met over so many years, it's ridiculous, trying to make money off of bullshit. Yet they have sat on these files forever. Prime example, I sent this very file of the Anglo-Saxon mission directly to Alex Jones' show. In fact, Nolo probably remembers when I was in negotiations and talked about coming onto his program as a ghost and talking about it. But yet, when they wanted me to show my face, I wouldn't. I said, if you're really trying to put this information out, Alex, then you need to put these documents out yourself and be real for what you claim you're all about. To date, he has yet to talk about the Anglo-Saxon mission. To date. Let's talk about the next one. Linda Moulton Howe. 15 and a half hours of phone conversations over a 2-year period of time, giving her information about what was to come. Did she release the information like she claimed she was going to? No, people. She took pieces and piecemeals of the conversation that her and I had and sold it to her public and her podcasting people for money. Once again, the individual that's in this room has those recordings. Two and a half weeks ago, I heard about this operation through channels that happened today. And I heard that it was coming down the pike. So I had contacted Andrew Johnson, who's a researcher and investigative researcher who has worked with individuals like Richard D. Hall from Rich Planet TV, and Judy Woods with the writing of the book of the nine. Where did the towers go? I sat in an interview with Andrew and went over all the things, and I'm still hopeful that that gentleman puts the information out. Because I was told that he was the real deal, and I've been watching his programming and listening to his broadcasts for over 2 years. You all are watching this in real time. I have literally been explaining this event was going to take place, and it was coming. I've talked about the artificial intelligence program that was in charge. I've talked about the development of that going all the way back to 1976 with IBM, Texas Instruments, and Bell telephone systems. I've talked about the fact that they have developed that AI system for so long now, it is literally in charge of operations, and it's just around the corner. You get jokes being made, which I find interesting. You have people that have been talking about this in the mainstream media that are famous. Let's not bring up the fact that Elon Musk literally brought it up and nobody took him seriously. Nobody. If you don't remember this, he made the comment about Rocco Basilisk. And if you try to research Rocco Basilisk right now on Wikipedia, they've made a joke of it till you get down like 15 pages, and then they start telling partial truth. You think these people that are in control or power have the intelligence to organize and develop these operations? No, they don't. The majority of these individuals barely have enough brain power to toast a slice of bread lightly on one side. The people need to wake the hell up. And I don't mean become woke. I mean, wake up. Open your damn eyes. There is a program agenda in front of you. They are planning to take you out if they haven't already done it. And if it wasn't for me being on this platform right now, I would have explained to you what I mean by that. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to say anything. And if I even began to tell you the truth about what I mean by all of that, this video will be taken down and will be banned, and this channel will be gone in less than 30 seconds. Why? They are in complete control of information, folks. There's no way to reach all of you now. There isn't. You don't have enough individuals, including young individuals, that can even barely read anymore, let alone go to actual pages or forums to read anything of value. How long, I ask you, how long do you all plan on waiting until you learn what I'm telling you is the truth? I'm not trying to get you to buy ads or I got nothing to sell you. And besides the fact I am currently dying from probably one of the strangest illnesses that the VA has even seen. That ain't an exaggeration, people. I've had testing at Minneapolis, Maine, Atlanta, Dallas, from the top specialists in their field. They have no idea what I'm dying from. None. I do. I know what we were exposed to. You think they're going to agree to all of that? No. Because if they agreed to all that, you had 185 operatives in the field. You currently have 16 of us that are still alive. They're hoping we all die off so they don't have to pay out anything. And more than likely in the next 6 to 8 months, I won't be here. So what do I need your money for? Wake up, people. Quit following these mainstream idiots that are leading you to the cattle truck. You better stop worried about where your next meal's coming from, or your house payment's coming from, or your children's school funds, because there won't be any. There won't be any. Why do you think that the United States government right now is making moves to change to a solid data cryptocurrency? And more than likely, it's starting to look like Ripple's going to be in charge of it due to regulation bodies. And of course, the fact that they've hedged their entire bet through government bonds. Yeah, it's the same agenda. But you can't say that on here, Nolo, because then you become insane, right? Nobody will listen. You can't tell them what's really causing these events to take place or whom is in charge of this technology that we've been developing for all these years. Why? Because they'll come through the door, put on a straitjacket, call you a nutball, and nobody will listen. Which is exactly what's happened all these years. Nobody pays attention. Nobody cares. I mean, hell, you had a famous guy like Carlin that was trying to tell you all for how many years? Nobody listened to him either. No, they don't. People don't care. If these people in power actually gave a shit, if these famous people gave a shit, if the people that actually have the ability to get the message out actually gave a shit about you, they would use their platforms for good. They don't. They got more skin in the game by manipulating you into buying their junk. I won't name the individual, but I literally asked a gentleman in Hollywood that was trying to buy my story back in 2014. How many Ferraris do you plan on taking to the grave with you? How many mansions do you think you're going to live in after you hit the dirt? How much money do you think you're going to spend on the other side of whatever that is? They don't care, people. To them, you are simply sheep with a wallet. More than likely, I got news for you. This video will probably never see the light of day. And the only ones that'll probably ever see it are going to be the people that are watching live. Pay attention, people, because the next program over the next 4 years, it's going to get ugly. This was the marker they had been waiting for. I said this to so many people on the Discord channel, in the Discord information channel, research channel, that this was coming. I literally said this event was going to take place. Why? Because there was a marker that was given back in October that took place that literally gave us the date when they planned on launching this entire program. What did I miss it by, folks? I'm sorry. I apologize. I missed it by 5 days. Yes, that's it exactly, Nolo. It's literally eat or be eaten. And currently you're the food source. You people better wake up. Quit drinking the Kool-Aid. This is not going to protect your children or your grandchildren at all. If these individuals get to do what they're trying to do right now, people understand this is going to be the ugliest time in world history. Literally. That's not me trying to fearmonger you. That is a fact. Don't be buffaloed by these false flag operations they are rolling out to you all. This is all pre programmed. I think the only reason why they had to speed up their timeline because they thought they could stop the redheaded stepchild from getting into office. And it didn't work. So now they're speeding up the process even faster. You better open your eyes. You better share this long and wide. And hopefully share it with your family and those people that you actually give a shit about. And if they don't pay attention or they don't listen, it's all right. You can't save them all. You can't. All I got to say is look, I've been trying to warn the public for over 15 years. And no one, and I mean no one that actually has clout or anything has even bothered to try. I hope this message in some way hits in a manner that gets you to open your eyeballs and start doing the research. Look into the Anglo-Saxon Mission Project. Look into Project Alice. Look into Project WASP and Swarm Technology. And look into ASI MIYA. I wish you all the best. Seriously. That's it. You know, you better get your house in order. This chaos that's right around the corner, folks. It's not going to do you any good. It's not going to do you any services. In closing, and you can take this any way you wish, I can only hope and pray that the great mystery keeps and protects you during the trials and tribulations that are about to happen. That's all I can do. I hope you all learn to walk in balance with each setting sun. And look inside your hearts and soul and see whether or not you actually are your brothers and sisters' keeper. And with that being said, this has been the Ghost Scientist. And as always, people, I wish you all good journey.